All right, y'all. This is Drake Allen back with another episode of Cold Beer and Whitetails, guys. We finally got the permanent set up here. Got my house going. Finally got a podcast set up here. Got my buddy Chad back on. We're going to go over a few things. We should be more consistent with content now that I have a studio set up for it. We were making trips back and forth on the last few videos to Owasso. Yeah, at your studio.
Yep.
But now that we've got it here, we should be able to weekly be able to upload some things.
100%. 100%.
So looking forward to doing that.
Yeah. Which again, you're still welcome to come to the studio if ever need be.
No, this is the underground. This is the blueprint right here. We got to start somewhere. So
I like it. I like it.
I can't keep using your stuff forever. So.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah. But yeah, man. So all right, so 2024 year in review is what we're gonna be calling this video. First thing I want to talk about, everybody knows Chad. Chad, you've been on before. You don't no need to reintroduce yourself, but you got a brand new bow this year. This is your first year bow hunting. You were shooting a bear before. Tell us about what you were shooting and what you've got now.
Okay, I was shooting a bear. They got me a bear bow. Him and our buddy Cheese got me a bear bow for after I graduated basic training, just to try to get me interested in hunting and archery.
And I think it was a Bear Legit was the model of it.
It was. So, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I don't ever look at it that often
anymore. But tell us why you got the new bow. Tell us how we got to you got the phase 4 now.
So we went on my first expedition, like where I was legit using my bear, right?
Yeah, the bear bow.
Yeah, bear bow. I was out there and my first shot was like a legit miss because I was shaking so bad. But then my second time out, I scored a hit and it was a shoulder shot. I mean, perfect shoulder shot, right where it deflect. I call it the natural deflect zone. And then the third time I went out, I scored a hit and I could not find a blood trail. I couldn't see, the arrow did not go all the way through. And I was just like, where on earth is this? And then by the time I did the next one, you're like, I wouldn't use that bow anymore.
Yeah. So your first 3 experiences were pretty rough entrances into bow hunting, but that's honestly a good thing you got that under your belt and out of your way because you would have gone through that anyways.
Oh yeah.
So, but yeah, no. So you do that here. You know what? I just now realized we didn't get beers.
We didn't get beers.
No, I'll get beers. You stay right here. So yeah. Okay. While I'm getting beers, continue on to how at this point you can't find the doe that you shot. So I've told you you don't go back out there with that bow.
Correct.
All right, pick up this back up with how you ended up with what you got now.
Okay,
I'll get us 2 beers.
2 beers coming up. So as he said, my last doe was a hit, but I could find no blood trail whatsoever, and I was looking for hours. I was probably out there for at least like 2 to 3 hours looking for a blood trail in the dark, and I couldn't find anything. So then I come back, tell him, he goes, call him, tell him, he said, man, I don't think it's what's the word, ethical for you to be using that bow anymore. And we even tried to turn the poundage up on it, and you're like, this thing is not going up anymore too. It's kind of, I don't know if it was defective or.
No, I think you did max your bow out there, which it said it maxed out at 60. It felt more like 50. Cheers, everybody. By the way, we usually start off by cheersing. I kind of feel like it was sacrilege there. That was what was missing from the introduction. I was like, what am I missing here? It's
been a while.
It has been a while. Sorry, yeah, be with us as we knock off the dust here. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, cheers, buddy. Yeah, it was ethical. It was a hard pill for you to swallow. Then my good buddy Nick, shout out Nick.
Shout out, thanks Nick.
Nico, as I call him, was getting rid of his phase 4.
Yep.
Perfect timing. I'm like, dude, my buddy's looking for a bow, and bam, we get you on it. Throw a Spot Hog Fast Daddy XL on there, the 2-pin sight.
Yep.
Sight your bow in what? 24 hours. We got your bow sighted in at 20.
Yep.
Get you back in the deer stand.
Mm-hmm.
Now I don't want to finish your story, but keep going.
No, yeah. So honestly, and great bow, by the way. Great bow.
Yes, it is.
I didn't realize how expensive bows were until I was putting on all the candy.
And you got a deal.
I did. A heck of a deal.
You got a deal, and you still spent some coin, my man.
I did. There's like at least
just think you were about
$700 worth of stuff to put on it, plus the $700 on the bow itself.
And just think you're $600 out of normally what it would cost, because normally it's a $1,200 bow.
Yeah, exactly what I was thinking. But so get back out there, and I get this guy sighted in. We get it. we get it sighted in really good where I'm just like darting them
Yeah.
right down the middle. And then finally we head back out and we go out on a double hunt.
Yeah, November 24th. That was the date.
That was the date. We went out in the morning and both of us, his story's good too, but saw just a bunch of just little does, just little tiny
tell
yearlings.
them about how you couldn't find the deer stand. I was wondering what.
Yeah,
because that was the
I
same
forgot
morning.
about that.
Yeah. No, you were you had a hard time finding the deer stand. That was pretty epic.
Yeah, no, yeah. First time I always hunted the what do you call it, the oil rig site.
Yeah.
During the afternoon, so you get out there while it's still light, and as it gets dark, it's easy getting out of there. But getting there was a nightmare in the early morning while the sun's still down. And I'm literally walking around out there. I was like, I literally got to the point where I was like, I don't know where I'm at right now because it's pitch black.
Oh man, that was cracking me up. I was loving that you were having a hard time too, and it was cracking me up.
Yes, it was.
I go, you good, man? You go, no, man, I don't know where I'm at.
I'm totally lost.
I am dying laughing. I probably shouldn't be laughing as hard as I am, but I can see your red headlamp from my stand. I'm like, that son of a bitch over there. He's so lost right now.
I was lost in touch. Finally, I found the deer corn area where we laid it out, and I was like, okay, now I know where I am.
You didn't make it far enough back.
I didn't. And then I saw it, and I was like, okay, I think it's that tree there. And then that's when I walked past the deer stand.
Yeah.
And then I go, okay, I'm totally in the wrong spot. So that's when you go, I called you again. You're like, just turn on your bright light. You got to figure out where it is and get up in that tree. So I did, and I turned around. I was, it was the tree right before the one I was
right
at.
next to it. You're pretty much at it.
Yeah, exactly. I was just like, I felt like an idiot. I was like, I don't know where I am right now.
Well, you should feel like an idiot regardless.
I always do. Always do. But then I finally get up in the tree, and then that morning, like, it was nothing but yearlings at my area.
That's right. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, our morning stories. Yeah, that is good. That's the next thing I had on our list. So you're rolling right into this perfect there, bud.
I did. So, like, there's only yearlings that came into my spot, and because there was a young spike, which might have been the one that I actually got, but that was off to my left over in what we call, like, this kind of bowl area. It's a defilade over to where our where we have the corn poured.
Yeah, a major bedding area. What he's trying to talk about. It's just a spot between two creeks.
Yep.
That run through.
And just a bunch of little trees in there. Perfect spot. You don't see them unless they're moving in there. So there was a spike over there, and this yearling rolled in. And then I was like, where is this yearling's mom? And then, like, finally at one point, when, like, after we've been texting a while, I turn around, and there she is, and she is just, she's eyeballed me. She sees me. I'm just like,
classic Manny Doe style.
Mm-hmm. And then she takes off, and then that little buck rolls out too after she takes off.
Yeah.
And then that yearling's just sitting there for the rest of the morning, like, what's going on? Yeah. And I was just like, so I was stuck with that yearling. I was like, I'm not shooting a yearling for my first kill. And then you had the more interesting morning that day.
Oh yeah, that was an interesting morning. Yeah. Well, actually, my story goes back to November 10th.
That's true.
Yeah, when me and you were out there. So I'll go back to that. The story Chad was telling you about was on November 24th. Mine goes back to November 10th. I shot a very nice buck that at the time we have no clue who he was. I've never even had him on camera. He came out of nowhere. He was grunting up a storm, chasing a doe. He came out of that same defilade Chad was talking about, because I was hunting out of the same stand at the time that Chad got his kill out of. And this buck comes rolling right out of this bedding area, grunting. And it all happened so quick. He came out at 35 yards and blew, came back across the creek one more time, and then gave me a shot pretty quick. I took it, rushed it all, and ended up having like what I thought was a shoulder shot.
Yep.
And then we found the arrow with hair on it. Ended up tracking, but I didn't have it pass through, nothing, just an arrow with hair on it. So I knew nothing came of it, but I knew I had to at least give an effort to track it. We had no blood, walked in there, nothing came of it. So I was kind of bummed out, obviously, but 2 weeks later, the morning Chad was talking to you guys about where he had all those yearlings come in front of him. Chad's texting me, deer running in the field headed your way. Well, sure enough, there was one. There was a doe.
Yeah, this is a good time to point out, like, you're on one side of the field, and I'm in the woods on the other side of the field.
Yeah, you do have this is funny, because you do have, like, about a 200-acre farm, and of the 200-acre farm, we happen to be subsequently, like, hunting out of this, like, 20-acre area together, just because we were having fun hunting together, and we both knew deer were in there, so it didn't really matter where we hunted.
100%.
So, but he texts me. He's like, "Deer headed your way. Deer headed your way." And I look up. There's a doe, and then bam, big boy. That same big boy I shot at November 10th is all over a doe. And this doe must have been ready to bred, and I'm talking about like ready to breed, because this doe ran back and forth between these two little patches of trees that were no bigger than, I'd say, the size of my garage, running back and forth, and she would lay down for like 5 to 10 minutes at a time, and all this buck would do was just stand right in front of her and nudge her with his head and an antler to stand up, trying to get her to breed.
Yep.
Well, finally, that morning, I thought, oh my gosh, the tables are freaking turning my way. That doe got up out of one of those little thickets right there, and I almost got down to stalk it. Remember, I told you that.
You did.
I said, dude, if he's going to stand in front of this doe for 10 minutes,
I'm going to go line up and get a shot.
I said, the wind is in my favor. I can walk down there right now. If I walk the tree line and get at least a 30-yard shot, and he'd never see me. I'm like, if they stay there any longer, I'm going to do it. And so just as I was getting ready to grab my bow to actually lower it, is when, bam, they both pop back up and start running. Well, she actually runs right at me. I'm thinking, holy crap, she's getting ready to come in for corn. Or just getting ready to go through up that little canal there.
Yep.
Nope, she turns right where you said that buck scared the crap out of you walking out of that little alleyway there.
Yep.
By the railroad. And I'm like, oh, man, and he, of course, right behind her. Boop, they pop up in there. I sat in the stand for no more than, I don't know, another 30 or 40 minutes, but I knew that was it basically for the morning. We went and got breakfast, and then the evenings when we both had the magic happen.
Yeah, magic happened that evening. And yeah, yours is more interesting than mine. But yeah, it was a great.
No, mine's not more interesting. Yours was your first bow kill, man.
That's true. That's true.
That's more interesting than me killing.
You had just got yours. That's the thing. It's like, that's why you should start with yours, because you had gotten yours and you were pumped.
That's right, because you hadn't killed for. I guess
Exactly.
I should start with mine because in the order that day went. Yeah, I did. You're right.
Because you just got wild. He's right behind me, bro.
Yeah, I was like, dude, I was done. Yeah, no. So we got in the stand again that evening after we went and got breakfast together, and then after that we got in the stand at 3:30. Yeah, about 3:30, and I'm just thinking, nice evening, and whatever happens, happens. I mean, I knew that buck had to have been around. I saw him that morning.
He was closer than you thought.
Oh yeah, exactly. Right. He was probably bedded about 40 yards behind me. What it really was, but yeah. So I'm just sitting there hanging out, and 4:15 rolls around. I hear again just what you would think as a deer hunter. We all know this is a squirrel. I'm thinking what I'm hearing is a squirrel. I turn around, bam! I see Rack walking right behind this thicket of trees. I think, oh my goodness! Boom! Turns around the corner. At this point, he's 10 yards behind me, like directly behind me, and he's hitting a scrape. He's got his antlers in the, all up in this tree. He's making a mess. He's got his foot on the ground. He takes 3 more steps forward, and he's quartering to me. But I wanted to get the broadside shot, but if he came any closer like that, the wind was going to start pushing in a way that he would have potentially picked up on it. Mm-hmm. And he's at 7 yards. I had my pin on him. My bubble was good, so I just hammered it. That's when I called you.
Yep.
Freaking out.
And then that's when I told you that the only thing I had in front of me was a yearling and her mom there. Her doe mom was there. And you're like, just if that doe gives you a shot, just take it. We might as well get a double tonight. And then as I was trying to get ready to get lined up on her, I don't remember what happened, but I don't think it was me, but it could have been me. But something spooked her, and she took off into the woods kind of behind the oil rig that's over there. And I was like, crap, well, there goes my shoot for the day. And then, sure enough, like I said, as soon as I'm thinking that maybe this one's a bust, in comes that little spike right there.
This is it. Yeah, forgot you brought it. He brought his...
I just picked it up.
Yeah, he just picked it up. That's it's the irony of you having it here right now.
Mm-hmm.
Here you show it up and show it off to the camera there. Yeah, and we'll take pictures. I'll put pictures up of our hunt, the day we had and all that. So while we're talking, I'll flash them up there. But yeah, that was awesome. Like we both, yeah, it's fine. We both yelled so loud when we got our deer.
Hey, it's probably not affecting anything, but I've lost. Oh, now it's back. Now my sound's back.
Oh, you're hearing? Yeah, I know. I was messing with mine earlier. I think it was just you got to mess with the cord.
Yeah, mess with the cords.
I don't think it's the microphone. I think it's our.
Yeah, it's definitely that.
We got technical difficulties. It's probably more user error than it is technical difficulty.
Definitely. But yeah, so then in rolls this little spike just out of nowhere. As you can see, a little 4-pointer.
Oh, I remember you texted me this too. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but you said, "Hey, got a deer coming in." I said, "Do you really?" You said,
I thought it was a doe.
And you said, "Yeah." Is it four? I said, "Is it a buck?" And you said, "Yeah, it's a spike or a 4-pointer." And I said, "You want him?" And he goes, "Yeah, I want to take him." I remember you texting that.
Yeah.
I'm going
to take him. I go, if he comes in, I'm going to take him because he was hanging off right at the little edge.
Texting that conversation. I remember texting that.
Yep. Is it because he was hanging? He came in by that little bedding area off to the left where that down tree is.
Yeah.
He was just hanging right around there by that little defilade right there, and I just like, if he comes into the corn, I'm going to take him. And then sure enough, he just slowly starts making his way to the corn. I was like, all right, that's it. So as soon as he made his way in there, bow up,
popped him.
I popped him immediately. I said, the only thing I'd say is it was a
little
good
forward.
It was definitely a shoulder, but that mega meat like broadhead is what saved my
G5
life.
mega meat, baby. Yeah.
G5 mega meat.
Dude, so hold on, I got a soundboard. Let me see if we can have a yeah, I don't know what I'm doing here on that, but yeah. Yeah, G5 mega meat, everybody celebrate. Yeah, I'll figure out these buttons and then we'll have fun with them.
If you're not close, the mega meat will take care of the rest.
Okay, I'm gonna have too much fun with this. But yeah, man.
It was good.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good day. That was a great day. Yeah, you kept shoulder shooting deer, damn it.
I know.
But now this last one, we'll get to that too.
That's what we'll get to.
Okay, so that was that day. Then we go pick up your brother's truck. Your brother.
Well,
my truck had a whole
break.
Yeah, my truck. Did we go eat or something?
Yeah, I think we ate. I don't know if we ate. We were definitely chilling at the house for like 30 minutes to an hour. We were definitely chilling. Or we might have ate. I don't remember because I'm mixing up days now.
No, we definitely went and ate somewhere.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't remember what we did, but yeah. Anyways, yeah. So then we got your brother's truck because mine had a whole bunch of other deer stuff in it
already. Yep.
Yeah. So and then we took it out there, loaded our deer up.
And then we went to go look for yours.
Yeah. Got mine.
Yeah, what would you say? Yours was probably about 60 yards?
Yeah, I'd say more like 80.
80
yeah,
yards?
Probably even closer to 100. And the only reason it was, I'd say the only reason he made it to those last 80 or so is because that was the whole big down slope. Like, I believe he would have died there at the top of that hill. And all he needed to do was take one step going down towards that hill.
Slide the rest
he
would
have just gone, or not even slide. He would just tumbled his way down.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And then that's after we picked that bad boy up, dragged him up, which that hill was a pain in the butt.
That hill was a bitch. There's no way of putting that.
Yeah, we dragged him up that hill and then put him in the truck. And they're like, all right, now let's go find yours. And we went out there and we left the Kim light right where we found a blood trail.
It was perfect. We walked right down right to it.
Yep. And then we just followed his trail. He was probably like what? Like you'd say he was 60 maybe.
Yeah. No,
50, 60.
Yeah. Yours closer than mine.
Yeah. Closer, but just in a little bit more dense foliage,
yeah.
I'd say.
They both were sons of guns to get out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we dragged him all the way back, and yeah, that was that. Like, we just followed.
I had a buddy always tell me this. It was an old guy one time. I was selling a truck to him. He said, yeah, we kill them, and I'll tell you what, they don't make it easy on us getting them out of the woods.
No, they do not.
You think you're like, boom, yeah, I killed them. They're like this. Yeah, okay, get me out of this creek bottom. You're like, bro.
Enjoy the walk.
Exactly. If you're going to kill me, you're going to regret it, kind of thing. But no.
You're going to earn your bread today.
So tell them about your, okay, now that we'll finish up, before we move to the next topic. Oh, yeah. Wait, hold. We'll start with this.
Getting Cory.
No. We'll talk about your solo kill, and then we'll talk about Cory.
Okay.
So now we got done doing that. Then going back to how many? So what was the date?
It was this last Sunday.
So this last Sunday would have been. Hold on one second, team. We're gonna pull up the
14th, right?
14th. No, Sunday would have been the 15th.
15th. Okay.
Yeah. So literally almost a month later.
Yeah, a month later.
3 weeks later.
I'm in the spot that you were in that day, which we call the railroad track.
Yep.
And I get up there. It's just after the evening. And I'm just like, I'm going to get in this tree and just see if I can get something this evening, because there was a train there that morning and I couldn't get out there that morning.
And I was working.
Yeah, you were working. So I didn't have any help. This was all me, all by myself, out all alone in the woods.
But we always text in our group.
Yes, absolutely.
We hunt as a team, as you and your brother say, and so
correct.
So when one of us is out, we're all out. Basically, we're like looking at the group chat. You see anything?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
So I get out there, and it is a long wait. I'm out there at by minimum like 3:15, 3:20 minimum. Yeah. I'm in that tree, and I'm just sitting there waiting, and finally I'm just like, okay, we're getting to dusk, so if something doesn't show up soon, I'm gonna lose all the light. And then sure enough,
which that stand's known for that. It's an evening stand, and on top of it being an evening stand, it's a last light stand.
Mm-hmm. So as last light is rolling in, it's literally dusk at this point where I'm losing almost all my light. In rolls in these 2 bucks, and I thought they were does when they first rolled in because they were.
Chad thinks everything's does.
I do. I said, I can't see those horns.
Even if it's a big old buck. Even if it's a big buck, Chad's like, that's a hell of a doe.
That's a big doe, right?
That's a big.
Unless I
saw a 12-point doe the other day.
Those huge antlers, I just
no. Even when you see the antlers, you're like, man, that's a manly doe, ain't it?
That's a doe with some trees.
That's like Joanna Man of the whitetail.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, she got a moose. She got a moose knuckle.
She got a moose knuckle down there. But so these 2 bucks come rolling in, and they're about 4 pointers, 4 to 6 pointers, I would say.
Yeah.
And they roll in, and they're facing me like the whole time. I'm just like, as soon as they start rolling in, I'm stand up, get my bow ready. I'm just sitting there like this, waiting. And they just slowly roll in, and then one of the closer one, because I always go for the closer one. That's the one thing you'll learn shooting targets. The closer one's always the better shot. Well,
makes sense to me. Unless it's the bigger one, I'm eyeing them in the back. I'm like,
well, these 2 guys are pretty much the same size. That's why I didn't have any problem with it.
And at your point, this is your first year bow hunting. You can give a crap about all that. You're
exactly.
just trying to kill something. So
I'm just trying to get a decent shot, decent kill.
Just trying to get on the board. Can a brother get some love?
Yes, he can.
Yeah,
now he can.
Mega meat, double long.
Mega meat, double long.
Chad's gonna give us a sponsorship. It's gonna be like.
Brought to you by Matthews.
Oh, sorry, I had to. What else we got here? Give me 1 second, everybody. I had to just check out this other one. All right, we won't do that again.
We won't do that one again.
Yeah, I don't know what that was, but
sound like
yeah. So
anyway,
closer of the 2 deer.
Closer to the 2 deer who I'm
silhouetted. You can barely see their antlers.
Barely see them, and as they're coming, as they're both eating and they're facing directly towards me. So I'm waiting for one of them to kind of corner, or what's it called?
Yeah,
just quarter away from me.
Yeah, quarter away or broadside for you.
Exactly.
Because they're quartering to you, basically.
Yeah, that's the best way. I was getting like a partial corner. That I was like, I can't take that shot, ethically. So I was.
Plus, you've been on enough rodeos. You're like, if I can't put it through your freaking heart and lungs, I'm gonna wait until I can. I'm not running around the farm chasing you around.
That's basically what I was thinking. So
once you do that one time, you're like, all right, this is enough.
I believe that.
Yeah.
So finally, the one that's closest to me is sitting there and he won't turn, and then the other one comes in and he's probably just only like a couple steps behind him.
Yeah.
And they're both eating, and I'm trying to come on, turn. Finally. I don't know what it was because it came out of the tree line right there, what you were talking about, to my left, and I think it was just a big doe, but I couldn't tell.
It was a doe with antlers, Chad.
It was, exactly. It comes out, and then those 2 immediately head turn, looking at it. I'm just like, okay, this might be my shot, so I'm getting ready, and then waiting for the one in front. He doesn't move. He goes back down to eating, but the one behind him turns and starts facing and walking towards it. And I was like, that's it right there. Line up on him, got a good shot.
All right, this is where my favorite part starts in the story, because I've killed enough deer that this is where my favorite part starts right here. Like, all that's cool, man. All that is. But since you're your first year hunting, you've killed your first deer, you've done all that stuff. This next part you're getting ready to start telling me about is my favorite part.
Yep. So, shoot. Hits, and all the deer take off running, and I'm just
like normal,
and I know I hit it, but I didn't really. Maybe it was just because I was too excited, but I didn't see it kick or anything.
You didn't see
I was
exactly where he hit either. That's what he's trying to say.
Didn't see exactly where it hit, so I'm just I'm a little disappointed. I'm like, okay, I don't think that was a great shot. So I'm just letting it go. They take off running. The one that came out from right there took back off into the woods. The one that was in front took off and kind of stayed to the left, kind of following that wood line out back to where our oil rig is.
Yeah. Our other deer stand is what
and the one that I know that I shot turned and went directly the way that he came, going straight back down the field. And he got so he was 20 yards. He's probably 25 yard shot.
He's watching all this happen too, by the way.
Yes,
that's
exactly.
what he's also trying. He's meant to say. So he's watching all this. None of the deer have left his vision yet.
Exactly. So it was a 25 yard shot for sure, and he took off running straight back, and he made it maybe 40 yards before he all of a sudden he just saw him trip, stumble, and all of a sudden he just goes. And I was like, oh, he's down. He's down. You were fired up, dude. Oh yeah. And then immediately I called you and I was like, I shot him, man. He says, did you get one? Did you shoot? And I was like, no, bud, you don't understand. He's down 80 yards in front of me.
I was like, so you watched him run 80 yards? What are you saying? I'm like, you're like, no, he's down. I'm like, he's down like you're looking at him. He's on the ground. He is dead. He's like, yes. I'm like, holy crap, Chad.
Mm-hmm.
What have you done?
And then I was like, do I stay here? Because all the other...
Yeah, everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. One more time. Yeah. First double owner. Watch him drop in sight.
Oh, yeah.
All of it. All by himself. Picks a deer up by himself. Surely he can do all that by himself. If not, he's,
Oh, yeah.
But either way, doing that, that's amazing. And you've experienced it all now. You've been on so many deer tracks.
Been on at least like 10 now.
Yeah, between
10,
all of my kills, your kills. What a great deal, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a great year. Also leads us to your brother.
Yeah.
That's Cory's one of our topics. Cory.
Yeah. My brother, Cory, he would shoot the bow with me, like especially when we had that practice bear one every once in a while, but wasn't nearly as into it. Like I'd come home from lunch every day, practice, like every day.
When you say that you shooting the bow, you think probably getting him into it a little bit more?
Definitely, but definitely what kicked him into gear is definitely the killing the first deer.
Oh, absolutely. Well, it's like, just like from talking to Ryan in the bow shop today, or having talked to our other buddy Nick. So many people are into it, and it's such a great way to make memories with good friends.
Oh, yeah.
And it's bigger than just killing big deer. I think the big deer come along with it when you actually don't care about big deer. I mean, not that you don't care about them, but you don't make them the end-all, be-all in your hunt. Because guys who do that, their joy is stripped, and I don't think they cherish their opportunities that they get. So having you being able to hunt Payton, which I'm going to bring Payton on here, do a couple podcasts with him.
Absolutely.
But being able to be around all of you guys and good friends who are able to do this, that's what it's all about. Because that's where you make great memories. Like that day we double killed.
One of the best days of your life, right?
We may not double kill again.
Ever again.
We may not.
It could never happen again.
I mean, unless we both decide, okay, we'll just kill whatever the hell comes in front of us. Eventually, you're going to be chasing a mature deer. And if you don't see one that night, well, you're probably not shooting.
Yep.
So then having a double kill comes even harder. Because then we're only after certain deer or big deer, which then our odds are lower.
Yeah.
So that's why we should cherish that, that memory. I mean, it's something that we'll never. I know I never take for granted, and especially doing what I do, I know how big of a part it is to life. I don't see antlers when I see mounts or stuff like that. I see memories.
Yes.
And how I got there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not the journey; it's about the destination. Or it's not.
It's the opposite of that.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. It's not about the destination; it's about the journey. Yeah.
Yes.
I got dyslexic,
Yeah. Retarded a little bit.
Yeah. Hey, yo.
I said, "Where's the cheers now?"
I got loose, everybody. What was our next topic? Is next year's plan for the farm. Yeah, this is good. So we ended up with, to start the year, or to start and finish the year, we had 3 permanent deer stands.
Yep.
that were hung up that we all can hunt at any given time. We all ran cell phone cameras on them. I say we all. I ran cell phone cameras on them. I usually bring the equipment. The twins just bring the habit. Mm-hmm. And you know what? That's our agreement for my privilege that I get to hunt out there. I told them, like, for the most part, I'll bring the equipment, but
yeah,
we'll. One of our plans for next year is that what we're going to do is bring about 5 or 6 more deer stands on the property and hunt stands less frequently, but still be able to hunt often, but hunt other stands and not hunt certain ones as frequent as we were. So when we go in there, we have higher quality hunts.
And you don't change up their
patterns. Plan, yeah. And you'll notice that, like, not to get off next year's plan because there's several things I want to say there, but you'll notice that even when you burn a spot out, to me, you'll still be able to see, like, yearlings, does, young bucks, those kind of things there at the spot. But you won't see big deer. And I swear to you, every spot that I hunt for my first time is the best spot. It's always because I just see untouched and unnatural, or untouched and the most natural movement possible before human invades it is going to be your first hunt. Because, I mean, every time after that, you're tailored and tainted it towards you invading their space, you know. So I realize the impact of that. So even having stands 300 yards away, but being able to hunt the same deer, but from different locations, just for their knowledge of knowing threat human in this area. Okay, I know where you're going. I'll just catch up with you here in a little bit in this other location. Stand here too, corner pocket. Boom, stand here too. I'm not just going to keep hitting you at the railroad or the oil rig. I'll catch up with you. I know your route and your paths and how you work the land. So that's what's more important about what we're going to do for next year is have 5 or 6 stands, still being able to hunt the same deer, just running those paths in those stereotypical areas, oxbows, pinch points, all those things. That way we can get into them. And I wrote down in our notes from this year, December, they come back on your land pretty hard for food. They're heavy on corn because a lot of things are dead. So that may be a good time next year that we can really take advantage of some things. And maybe going into October next year, I think we ruined some opportunities last year with, like, some big deer, like big show or bullwinkle, by hunting the morning and getting up in their space there, because it's a lot of the times it's hard to beat them back to their bed. And me being there just to begin with is enough damage in itself of being in the area. So only being there in the evening, which is the higher % odds anyways, is probably what makes more sense.
Yeah.
You know, and I've noticed I know you remember when I said we've done more harm than good. It was October 15th. I was like, he's not around here. He's all nighttime. He knows about us. I was like, we hunted this spot too hard, and I couldn't give it up. But you got to know when to give it up. It's literally like having a really good play in your playbook and running it until you get your score or touchdown. And sometimes it's just a first down play. It's not a touchdown play. It's just a first down play to get you by on the next thing. And you got to know when to move on to the next deer stand. Yep. And we burnt that one up to where even if he did come in, he'd be on freaking high alert.
Oh yeah.
On high alert. Like, so even if you did catch him slipping at that spot, which would be pretty hard because he's pretty keen about knowing you're there, when you did catch him slipping, he'd be freaking on high alert, man. And you'd have a hard time getting your bow back, stopping him, getting the shot you wanted. Those would all be pretty difficult things. So, yeah, for all those reasons, we're going to have about 5 or 6 more stands and have 2 or 3 feeders. That was another thing we've been talking about. So we don't have to frequently make as many trips back out to our favorite spots. And we can not get in there. Like, leave the human invasion to those areas just minimal. You know, just run the feeder, turn it on, let it run frequently from X time to X time.
Yep.
You're not out there. I'm not out there driving a truck. Not that it matters to your deer, but
yeah, because they're just locked into that area.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, it's not traditional or conventional movement by any means for the necessary. No. So
too much new homes going up around that area.
Yeah,
they're kind of cut off.
Oh yeah, last thing I want to address that's not on our sheet. I can't wait to show the viewers, but I've ordered the Matthews Lift X. with the earth riser. Got the bottomland limbs, and I've also got the fluorescent orange and tan strings to go along with it. So I'll be super excited when that comes in. I'll do like a bow review on it.
Brought to you by Matthews.
Yeah, that was perfect, Chad. Thank you. And another thing I got with it was I got the Matthews Genuine Ultra View slider with the 3-pin horizontal. I got that as well, so I'm pretty excited about it. I'm going to run the Ultra View 1K arrows. As you can see here in the video, I've got them posted up there. I'm going to run those or the new Easton 5.0 arrows that come out last week. So I'll do some testing this summer, and we'll do some messing around, some beer drinking,
do some reviews.
Arrows. Yeah, we'll do some reviews. Yeah.
Do some product reviews.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, well, that'll wrap it up. We'll be coming back more and more. Chad, thanks for coming on. You'll be on here frequently, I'm sure. So,
Oh yeah.
Thanks for coming out to kick the episode off. I'll post this here in the next couple days, and I imagine my brother Payton will come on for our next one. Petey will come on here, and then we'll eventually get Cory on. But yeah, it'll be good. Cory on. So, all right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Cold Beers and Whitetails. Till next time.
Cheers.
I think we did.